All right, so that's the pod done. It's gone pretty well. Um, I'm in an hurry as to whether to remove more of the grey or not. Um, the good thing about this wash is you can leave it quite a long time, and um, you know you can go back in with a damp cloth or a damp cotton bud, and you can remove more. I don't know. I'm going to wait until the rest of it's on. I quite like it all dusty. I don't want it in like factory finish. All right, so that's all right. That's good. Um, uh, wasn't so successful with the pods. The pods, I did the same thing. Tried to keep away from the big decals because I thought there might be a problem. But I had no choice but in some places to go over um, other decals, and it does this straight. It does one or two things. It sticks to the decal, and you can't quite get all of it off. All right, and like there, that orange is very orange. Very grubby, and I can't get that off. All right, um, let's get it. So yeah, that's kind of like what it's looking like. And in other cases, I've lost the decal. The decal will come off. It can't have been attached well, um, just straight off. Uh, Even though there was a coat of matte varnish over it, yeah, it just came off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in when I'm happy with the the weathering on all of it, and I won't know that until everything's put together. I'm going to go in with other decals and put them on, and then seal it with matte varnish. All right. Um, and the other thing is, here we have the beak in its factory finish. I think for putting the weathering on the beak, um, on that variant, what I did was I did the underside first, washed it, um, and then uh, uh, wiped it off. When I was happy with that, I turned it over to the other side. I think what I'm going to do this time with this one though is do it all in one go, and to just aid in that because I can't just hold it like this while doing it. I'm actually next going to attach the beak to the frame because then I can hold on to the frame and do it. And to aid me in that, what I've done here is I've washed the back of it. All right, so I don't have to try and get in there, and also the cage as well. I've washed, and you can see I've hand painted the banding on. All right, so next thing is glue this on, um, and yeah, and not far off now, I don't think. Well, colour me miffed. Last night I was just working here and there on the craft, and I kept looking at some of the black areas, and it's like, no, 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 that wasn't missing a bit. Why is it missing a bit now? And I realised, much to my dismay, that two of the leg pod decals, even though I'd left them a good day for the decals to dry and then put a coat of matte varnish on, they had not stuck at all. And every time I was like, just doing that, a bit was flaking off, and it's like, you're kidding. And I sort of like nudged it, and it didn't even unpeel. It just it fell off. Two of them are on okay, two of them are not. So a massive step backwards yet again, because now the only thing I can do now is to mask this up, um, and give it a coat of black. That's all I can do. Um, so yeah, mightily miffed. Um, Another little bit of progress for you. They're all right on these. These aren't too bad. I did have to do a little bit of touching up, but they're not too bad. And I'm definitely going to put another coat of matte varnish on them just to be on the safe side. But you can see, yeah, look, I've stuck the beak on, and it's quite a contrast, isn't it, between the factory finished and what I've done. But what I was saying before about how clean do I make it, I'm thinking if I am going to have little defects nicks and stuff like that, and a variation in color things, I think I'm going to keep this quite grubby. Last night we did an episode of my Effectively Speaking show on the episode that the booster rockets in, which is the Metamorph, episode 1 of season 2 of Space 1999. And at the end, this craft, Eagle 4 with the boosters on, uh, blasts off from the spaceship graveyard in a rim of a volcano as the whole darn thing is exploding. So mine is, even though the decals aren't exactly the same as seen in the show, mine is going to represent the state of it when it landed back on Moonbase Alpha. Another curious thing is the pod is now attached to the frame, and it's attached via 2 self-tappers. I'm surprised that there's no little, like, little plastic dome or something that they're meant to glue over the top to hide them, unless this represents how it was done in the show itself. All right, so that's where we are. It's all whiting out right now, unless I get up close. Um, so that's that. The other thing that I found when attaching the beak is something that didn't occur to me, but because I was doing everything in sub-assemblies for ease of painting, it's actually made more work for me, in that all these locating points, these little lugs that then go into the holes, are have got a coat of grey primer, then white primer, then the top coat, and then varnish. So all of these little lugs here, I've got to scrape away and get back to the bare plastic, and the holes that go in or in this case, the engine bit, I've got to open those up because they won't fit. There's too much paint on them and it's too snug a fit. So that's the next job I'm going to do. Well, next job I'm going to do is mask them up, spray them, put the wash on that, and I'm going to keep well clear of the decals, and especially these went on fine. The black areas went on fine, and like they have had a coat of matte varnish, but this has proved to me that don't make it safe. All right, so I'm going to put a wash on there, and I'm keeping well away from the decals, and like the Alpha Moon base on the side as well. And then once I've done those 2 things, on with the engines, and then I'll be looking at putting on the engines underneath, the engine bells underneath the feet, all the little manoeuvring thrusters, and the leg pods, and then we're pretty much done. Whiting out like mad today, but trust me, the weathering on the beak is done, and I've attached the all the engine gubbin stuff. It's looking very Eagle variant at the moment. It's looking very long, isn't it? Without the leg pods on, it's quite a long craft. But I'm happy enough with the weathering. It's much more subtle than this whiting out is actually making it appear to be. All right. That was a little bit of a job getting all the holes to all line up to attach this area, but we're done, so can move on. A bit happier today because the masking and the spraying of black on the failed decal ones has worked out fine. As you can see, I've finally got round to something I did what seems like an eternity ago, doing the legs. So the legs are on the leg pods. Sorry, this is whiting out. It's actually a sunny day today, which is making everything glare. But yeah, happy with that. But so happy at the moment. But next step is putting the decals on the booster pod, and I ain't looking forward to this at all. The troubles I've had with the rest of it, now to actually, some of the decals are actually going on, you know, raised, quite heavily raised areas. Some decals are going on these bits, so not looking forward to that. As you can see, I've painted the colours. The grey was that Army Painter ash grey that I was using for the contrast panels. The instructions would have it that you paint this like a deep orange. It's not. It's this like yellowy, mustardy yellow, and for that I used Citadel's Uriel Yellow, which is seems to be a nice match. And the back there, this was red oxide primer that Martin Bauer used. I'm not masking that all up and going out and buying a can of primer just for that. I found a nice close match to that. It's Citadel's Corn Red. All right, so they're all painted up, ready to go. And now, yeah, I'm happy enough where I am now with that. But when I come to do that, I'm glad I don't do live builds or decal application, because I might get an adult rating